bring you a very strange aquarium miniature to change the atmosphere for you here. Please watch the following video to learn more about how to do it. Most of the videos you should just watch the images, only the audio I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Thank you for being with us during the past time. We will try to bring a lot of interesting videos to you. DIY ideas can turn out to be fun. So you want to build a beautiful aquarium but the budget is limited. You may have the idea that a small budget limits your options. Think. There are hundreds of DIY ideas for free or very cheap. Of course, there are many great commercial products on the market. If these interest you, by all means use them. But if your budget is limited, or if you just love getting creative when it comes to DIY projects, there are plenty of great ideas that are affordable and easy to make. Plus, there's something very satisfying about doing it yourself. A DIY project will bring you more joy when you see the wonderful world you create. Note, DIY does not mean cheaper by default. It's important to understand that just because you do it yourself, it does not guarantee that it will be cheaper. Some of the most complex DIY projects get very expensive, especially if the project is very ambitious. Depending on the project, a DIY project can be even more expensive. All in all, for most casual projects, DIY will save you money. With some creativity, you can show your own imagination even if you opt for an aquarium or fish tank. Instead of using a standard aquarium, why not consider a large jar? Or a large water bottle? Think out of the box. Some people have found extremely clever ways to use an old candy polisher as a fish tank or an old TV to make a fish TV. There are many creative DIY projects that are very ambitious. Most of these will require more time. DIY decoration. This is quite easy. And it can be a fun family activity in any nature getaway. Look for interesting rocks, gravel, seashells, trees, and pieces of driftwood that can be easily found in the wild. As long as they're clean and match your creature, they can add the perfect touch to your nature-themed habitat. In addition, they are often freely available in the wild. Just remember that only items that are safe for your habitat should be placed in the aquarium. You can create a simple backdrop using any picture, paper, or poster attached to the back of the tank, assuming it's not a spherical bowl without a back. Creation. There are tons of beautiful nature photos around on websites with free stock photos that will add amazing realism to your environment. Make sure that any materials you use as backdrops will not erode, degrade, or disintegrate in water. Laminated materials are a good way to prevent this. This is an easy and inexpensive option to add realism and depth with minimal cost without spending a lot of time. Remember that a backdrop is not just about aesthetics. Some fish and other animals require darker environments. Others will need colors that support temperature optimization. Dark backgrounds will often aid in creating a more natural environment. This can directly benefit your fish's health. You can also draw intricate designs with permanent markers or brush strokes on the glass of the aquarium. Using different colors, the entire tank can become your personal rug. The only limit is your own imagination. Alternatively, you can also paint the outside of the tank with the landscape of your choice. If you intend to paint the inside of the tank, make sure you only use paints that are safe for your fish. There are specific non-toxic commercial paints on the market designed for this purpose. Do your research and see where you can find these products. Make sure to do the right research and work as hard as possible when building your habitat. You always want to make sure that you only use materials that are safe for your aquarium. Common garden objects like flower pots, or household items like flower pots, or colorful bottles are clever ways to add realism and creativity. Take a bottle as an example. Why not add a message in the bottle for a real ocean theme? Flower pots are great hiding places for fish or crabs. But you can go beyond bottles and jars. Do you have cool custom coffee mugs lying around? Think about how you can incorporate them into the setup. The hardware store offers unlimited ideas. Particularly the garden part will offer creative options. Consider using lawn decorations and how they might look underwater. Just make sure that whatever you put in the water is safe and doesn't contaminate the aquarium. Avoid metals that tend to rust and corrode. DIY decoration. There are some plants that can live submerged. The advantage of these plants is that they can be planted first and then planted underwater when they are ripe. With a little planning, these plants can be a creative way to add real vegetation to your habitat. Visit your local nursery to learn more about some of these options if you're not savvy with such plants.